Hello everybody, my name is Christian Aldo and welcome to the Plastic General. In today's episode, we're going to go to the Pacific, and it's going to be the Pacific Air War. The first thing we're going to look at are carrier-borne fighter planes and torpedo bombers. Then we're going to go to carrier deck crews. Then we're going to explore a B29 Super Fortress in 132 scale. And last but not least, I'm going to show you my giant aircraft carrier, U.S. aircraft carrier in 132 scale. And I bet you think I'm lying, right? Yeah? Well, let's go to war and see. Fire! So the first set of planes that I want to discuss are made by a company called Elite Force. Now, Elite Force, about 10 years ago, came out with about 3 different 132 scale planes. One of them was a modern U.S. fighter, and the other 2 were World War II carrier-borne American Pacific Theater torpedo. There was a torpedo bomber, which is the Dauntless, which is here, and the other one is the Wildcat. Now, one of the 2 was the Wildcat. It's plastic construction. It comes with 2 figures, and it is definitely the best of all of the producers of 132 scale prefabricated aircraft. They did it better than 21st Century Toys, and they sure the hell did it better than Forces of Valor. This is a great aircraft. The only bummer was they came out with 3 aircraft and then they stopped all production. It's very difficult to find any of these aircraft by Elite Force, or I think the Blue Box might have been the name, but I think it's Elite Force. And they're super expensive if you find them on eBay, which you probably won't. And if they do, they're going to cost you a fortune. If you see them, you got to grab them. They're essential. So the second plane that they came out with was the Wildcat. And again, fantastic construction. It's got a really clever device where instead of the undercarriage coming out, you pull this out and then you put in the wheels. I can't find my wheels right now. The Plastic General has temporarily misplaced them. But anyway, it's another great plane, and it also comes with a pilot, and the pilot fits in there. Fits in. I don't want to break my plane right now, but another fantastic aircraft. And if you're lucky enough to find them on eBay, I definitely recommend that you do. But you won't. And if you do, you're gonna get gouged. They're very expensive and they're very rare now. So if you're gonna have carrier-borne planes, you're gonna need deck crews. Somebody's got to change the propellers and fuel them and fix them. So I discovered the solution. Back in the 60s, Marx came out with a lot of car sets, like race car sets, and they had pit crews. And I looked at the pit crews and I realized there's not much of a difference between the look of a pit crew and a carrier deck crew. So we got this first figure here. There's 6 figures in the set. The first figure here is waving a flag, just like they would on a deck of an aircraft carrier. The other guy's kneeling down, fixing something. Poses 3 and 4, you have a guy with binoculars, and then you have somebody else holding up a chalkboard with some sort of information on it, which they would have had also for pilots. Here's pose 5 and 6. A little footnote, as far as I know, Marx had never reissued these figures, but they pop up they're kind of common on eBay, so you can get them for $25, $30. There's 6 figures in the set, and they're very useful. Here you have a mechanic, and the other guy seems to have a stopwatch or something, and they'll fit in just fine. So here's the full set of the 6 poses of the Marx Pit Crew figures that easily can stand in as carrier deck crew maintenance guys. So after I discovered that Marx came out with Pit Crew figures, I went on eBay and I looked up more Pit Crew figures made by more obscure companies. And I came up with even better stuff. I came up with this Pit Crew guy here. He's fueling something. Obviously, in our case, he could be fueling an aircraft. Or another guy, and he's obviously he's motioning for an airplane to come forward. This figure is holding up another sign, and this guy's with a flag. And my two favorites. This one guy seems to be holding some sort of glow stick, and this guy literally looks like he is from a carrier deck crew. This guy's another signal crew member, and this guy, like I said, he's holding a light stick or something. So you thought I was lying, didn't you? Look what I made. Okay, I did lie a little bit. Technically, it's not 132 scale, technically, because in 132, an average U.S. aircraft carrier would be 25 feet long. But I thought of a way for you to make it in your home, and it's really easy, and you can fold it up and put it in the closet when you're done playing. Are you ready? Okay, come down. Here we go. Ta-da! Okay, I did lie just a little bit. Technically, it's not 132 scale, because if I was to make an aircraft carrier in 132, it probably would be about 25 feet long. But I cheated. Okay, so here's how I did it. I took a long table, and I cut out the cardboard 2 feet wide, and I just laid it down on the table, and then I painted it gray, and then just painted the basic markings on the bottom. And then when it came to the structure, I just got out my glue gun, and I cut out the cardboard and just kept fusing it together and just built the different layers and the different decks and the gun decks and stuff. See, you can see the glue dripping there. This took me about 2 hours to do. Now, the next time I do this, I'm going to show it in time lapse. But I just did it while I was waiting for my camera crew to get here. And then I painted it gray. You added on a few guns, and voila! A 132 scale aircraft carrier that you can fold up and put in the closet. Well, here she is. A semi-scratch built 132 scale B29 Super Fortress. And I made her. You know, I always said I wanted a B29 Super Fortress. And I scoured the world until I found out there was a French company called Guillow. Guillow? And they make what they call stick and paper kits. So basically, this was a balsa wood kit, but I wasn't going to make a balsa wood kit and cover it in paper and tissue paper. No way. So what I did is I bought this crazy kit, and nowadays it sells for like $400 or $500 on eBay. And I built it with the balsa wood and the glue gun, and then I covered the body in really, really thin polystyrene plastic. And so it was fantastic when I first did it. I went so far to give it a cockpit, and so like the figure can fit in the figures can fit in the cockpit, and the seat for the bombardier. And this was my first really challenging, great project that I did for myself. And I love it. And this thing is gigantic. It's like the wingspan is 4 feet wide, and the length is, I think, is 4 feet wide also. It's absolutely huge. And this is the crazy part, everybody. You ready for this? The Plastic General wants to give this away. I want to give it to one of you guys because I've decided my skill level has improved so much since I made this that I want to give it to one of you. But it's got to be to somebody, it's like a Willy Wonka thing. It's got to be to somebody who actually wants it for their aircraft collection. So I want you to message me why you want to be the one to receive my my beloved B29 Super Fortress in 132 scale. So you might ask how I'm going to rebuild another B29 Super Fortress, and the answer is simple. I discovered by a company called Tigger Models in England, this is what they call a vacuform kit, and it's also 132 scale. And so over the next few months, I'm going to rebuild my beloved B29. She will be reborn in vacuform. Destroyed the studio shooting this episode. Anyway, before we go, I just want to remind you guys to hit the subscribe button and then hit the little bell too, so you can always be notified about future episodes that we come out with. And hit the like button because we know you like plastic toy soldiers. And more importantly, don't be afraid to leave comments. You can point out inaccuracies or anything like that, or say you love the show or hate the show or hate me. Or you want me to die in the Pacific? Here I am in the Pacific. I'm saying goodbye. My name is Christian Aldo. I'm the Plastic General, and we'll see you next time.